we're checking out F1 2011 Remastered. Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video where we have the F1 2011 mod full grid of cars here at the Korea International Circuit in Assetto Corsa. We're driving the Ferrari as we try to work our way through the grid over the course of 10 laps. Mod will be linked down below in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself and get your hands on it. You do need the red DLC from Assetto Corsa to make the majority of this mod work with the cars, so just be aware of that here. Now, as I wanted to bring it to the Circuit of Korea, a track of course that we don't have currently in the F1 calendar. It's been, well, now over 10 years since we have come to this Korean circuit, and such a fun racetrack that I didn't appreciate enough when I was young playing the F1 games here. Now, as we're having a little scrap right there with Sebastian Buemi, but we'll pass him in that Toro Rosso. You can see some contact there up in front of us now as we are just trying to get a hang of this car. First of all, I mean, it has a lot of power behind the wheels of this thing, and you can see that I make a bit of a mistake there, slip and slide, and that allows Buemi to get back through. We drop down to 19th place. This, of course, being the era where we had 24 cars in Formula 1, I would do a lot of things to have that back in this current era, of course, with everyone being so scared to allow teams like Andretti, who would bring so much to the sport. Obviously, they just don't want to let them in. Now, as you can see, we continue to struggle passing Buemi. We come towards the tail end of this lap here, and the AI, they get the elbows out. You know, you got to be really careful, really calculated with the moves you make, and you got to be careful because this car, it punishes you. If you overstep it just a little bit, it is going to certainly make sure that you know, and you're going to face the consequences of it here. This 2011 car is a lot of fun to drive as we come through to at least complete this first and opening lap. Into turn one, gonna big send one up the inside of Buemi, but I was getting caught up in racing with him. A little bit of contact actually with the Toro Rosso. We continue behind, and DRS is enabled at all times here every lap, so we get through the DRS zone and we'll get right in that slipstream of Buemi now, and hopefully here into the long braking zone. Here we go for a move up the inside, and we'll even clear them before the apex. So up in a P18, and hopefully we can kind of focus in on moving forward at this point. Great track mod as well. I'll link that down below in the description if you want to check that out. But look at this, a 2-for-1 special. We get Perez and Robert Kubica as well. So up into P16 now, just behind Kamui Kobayashi, as we'll try to get up to the back of the Japanese driver and make a move to move ourselves into the top 15. Our teammate right now, Fernando Alonso, leads the way. You got Adrian Sutil as well as Paul di Resta, your current top 3. I was still getting used to this car, and I was getting a lot more comfortable here. Of course, when you're on an original start, the cold tires, you got to be really careful. Assetto Corsa is a game where, you know, playing F1 2011, for instance, it's going to be a total different dynamic as we go for a big overtake around the outside of Kobayashi. Get the job done there. Into the top 15 we go. Next up, Mark Webber, the Australian, here for 14th place, and you got Petrov in front of him in that 13th position here as we come towards the tail end of this lap. And as well, am using the Gran Turismo HUD mod. I've been asked just about every time I do an Assetto Corsa video, what's the HUD? They sometimes think it's actually Gran Turismo. It's not Gran Turismo, it's just a mod. That will also be linked down below in the description if you want to take a look at that here. Now, lap 4 of 10 at this point. We're just kind of settled in behind Webber. Sector 2 is really where I felt like I was making the most time in this Scuderia Ferrari, and we continue to put some pressure on the back of the Australian of Webber here for that 14th spot here. This is a really fun sequence of corners. You get these double left-handers. You can absolutely fly through there, and that's exactly what we do. Job done. P14, you can see Rosberg there just in front in the Mercedes, just in front of Petrov, as we continue to just march our way slowly but surely and calculated through the grid. I'm trying to not make any mistakes. Another thing compared from this to like playing the F1 2011 game is the damage, of course, is a lot less forgiving. I did turn it down quite a bit for this video just for the fun aspect of it, and it still can be quite punishing here as we now go for a lunge around the outside of the Lotus. Not going to quite work right there. Now, of course, such a unique sequence of final corners that lead you to the front straightaway in this Korea circuit, and I love the traditional look there of that bridge that you go under as we cross the line now. So it's such a beautiful racetrack that, in my opinion, has a rightful place on the F1 calendar, and don't know if we're ever going to see it again on the F1 calendar, but we can certainly hope so. But we actually lose a bit of time to Petrov, and Mark Webber is going to come fighting back here alongside into the braking zone, but fortunately we stay ahead. And how about this? Petrov going for a move, contact there, wheel to wheel with Nico Rosberg, and now they continue side by side into the next left-hander. And look, we've got a whole just bunch of cars just kind of crammed right here together. That's a good 7-8 cars. That now we see more contact. Petrov goes wide. We slip up the inside. I'll say, you know what? Don't mind if I do. We'll try to take the position. He goes a little bit wide, and now overtake complete. Up into P13, Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel, the pair of Germans up ahead that will look to overtake next year, as we will get right there tucked in behind the Mercedes, as we can just see a big stack of a lot of cars. And I believe that's Michael Schumacher. It looks like from here, actually 3 Germans in one line right here, back to back to back here, as we'll go for a move around the outside of Rosberg. Not going to happen. He shuts the door. It looks like Schumacher a little bit off track. Racing is fantastic in here, and one thing that I can have fun with the 2011 F1 car in Assetto Corsa is the AI experience with the content manager mod as well, making it a lot better, where in the actual game itself it's not the most fun at times. The AI quite weak as we continue to battle with these two. And here we go, we got the 2 pair of Mercedes together. I stay behind Schumacher, who brakes way too early, and I smack right into the back of him, fortunately with a lower damage turned on. I think it was 10% damage, so we don't face too much of a consequence there. We still have a front wing, and we can still drive this car and put together a solid effort now. But here comes Petrov back at me now, looking to my left side in the Lotus. But here we go, a big send up the inside of Rosberg. Bit of contact there on the side pods, and he stays ahead now, really using his advantage around the outside to stay ahead. Catching me off guard though is Petrov again. He's going to slip up my inside into the next corner, and hold on, he might get the job done. He will get the job done. It only took him 1 corner and he gets it, but we trying to fight back around the right side. Can we stick it around onto the curbing? Not gonna happen. Petrov back to 13th place. Great racing, great battles. I mean, an absolute blast we're having so far here, even if we're in the midfield right now. But look at this, around the outside, we'll get our spot back, and rightfully so, from Petrov. And again, focus in on Rosberg, who's gonna leave the door open on the left side. We're gonna go for it here around the exit. I think we can get the job done. Yes, we do. There we go, into P12 in front of Nico Rosberg now, and we'll focus in on his teammate of Michael Schumacher, the 7-time Formula 1 world champ here. Now, as you can see, a big scuffle going on in front of us now. Vettel there, P10, and I believe that's one of the Marussia cars there just in front. But here we go, out of the final turn, Schumacher has to lift for Vettel in the Red Bull. We breeze past there, having to take evasive action, but now starting lap 7, just 4 laps to go. Here we go, now a lunge up the inside of Sebastian Vettel. We got Liuzio right here in front of us now, as we continue side by side with Seb. He's not going to make it easy. He's not going to back it out. Of course, Vettel was a total different animal in his Red Bull days, and he's showing it here now as we continue this battle with the DRS. Rear wing open, swinging to the left side into the braking zone. Can we clear him at the apex? Yes, we can. So there we go, but hold on. He's going to get back up the inside into the corner. As I kind of overreact a little bit there, I kind of saw that Red Bull coming towards me, so I kind of turn out of the corner, go wide, allowing Vettel to get back ahead. Now he's off track. We're going to swing to the right side, not thinking going side by side through this right-hander is being a smart move, so we back out of it, and here we go. We'll pin it around the outside now, and into the top 10 we go as we go over top of the curbing. And now Liuzio right there in front of us. We're going to swing one to the left side of the Marussia, and we'll try to complete the overtake, but again, getting on the curbs quite punishing, and once you get all 4 wheels on them anyways, so you really don't want to get over there here on this circuit. A fun circuit, but a punishing circuit at the same time, as it looks like I am starting to lose some grip here, as those rear tires are starting to slip and slide around a little bit now. As here we go, a huge lunge with 3 to go up the inside of Liuzio, who's not making it easy. Again, you can see I am really struggling with grip suddenly here in these closing 3 laps of this race, but that poor exit gives Schumacher the opportunity to go back past me. Vettel might take the opportunity as well, but now we got that slipstream, so we'll kind of even out the pace, and now I'm planning to go for a big lunge there, and we'll even clear Schumacher into the apex again, so back into the top 10 as we continue to look at that. Just a little bit of throttle input, and those rears are slipping and sliding, but finally move around the outside, and just finally realizing that is not for position, and that is not Liuzio. Liuzio is the car that's almost 4 seconds up the road. That right there was just a lap down Marussia. So that did not count for anything. We are P10 and we're trying to run down Liu Zio in front of us, and we're doing exactly that here with 2 laps to go in the Korea circuit now, but I don't know if we got quite enough time. 3.6 seconds ahead of Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull. Now you can see that gap is still coming down, 2.3, 2.2, down to about a second and a half now to Liu Zio as we're gonna go around. We've spun ourselves out. That's embarrassing, and we were losing grip over the last couple of laps, and you can see now we lose that position. Actually, no, that was Marussia that escaped through, so we're okay. We actually still maintain P10. Seb just behind myself as we try to focus in. You can see slipping and sliding around. We start the final lap of this race, but F1 2011 in Assetto Corsa, an absolute blast. It's punishing but forgiving, and if you just take care of your stuff, as I'm continuing to slip and slide around, but we continue to just bring it home at this point. It may, however, not be that easy. As you can see, the battle's behind. Vettel is ready to pounce. I'm continuing to struggle and just trying to bring this thing home, but going wide. And now here comes Seb in the Red Bull. Hold on, he's gonna get an opportunity. He's gonna go through, take P10. We'll get in behind him, slipstream him, and now we're gonna try and lunge one back up the inside into the braking zone. Fernando Alonso, by the way, pure dominance in this race as he's about to take the victory. Vettel has just a bit more grip than I do at this point now, and he is going to fight fiercely and competitively now as I slip and slide again. Vettel gets the job done. We continue to slide around. Fernando Alonso is going to come through to win the Korean Grand Prix here in this F1 2011 remaster. It's Adrian Sutil as well as his teammate Paul di Resta, second and third here. Now as we're all over the back of Seb but struggling for grip, I don't know if I've got anything to actually show and give for that position for the final spot inside the points here. Now as we have just a few corners to go, we get close, we lunge down deep into the corner, but that's going to be it. It's not going to quite be points. It's going to be P11 as Seb will in fact hold on. We slip and slide one more time, and it's going to be P11 in this F1 2011 remaster video. An absolute blast. Everything's going to be linked down below if you guys want to check it out. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.